Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. How's it going? So we're here tonight for a special FA Cup replay show. We're not strictly doing a match watch along tonight. I thought I'd mix it up a bit, so we could have a bit more general conversation with you guys, where rather than it being focused on one game. So we are going to be keeping an eye on all of the FA Cup replays going on tonight. So there's quite a few games going on, guys, around the FA Cup tonight. We've got uh, we've got Swansea v Bristol City, Wigan v Luton Town, Wolves obviously v Liverpool, West Brom and Chesterfield, which kicks off at 8, and Leeds United v Cardiff City as well. Oh, the Leeds Cardiff City game's tomorrow. Forest Green Birmingham. Sorry, my mistake, guys. So yeah, if you're just joining us, guys, please do feel free to drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. Hear your thoughts on any of tonight's games or any of the other football topics you want to talk about. You're welcome to, guys. Like I say, we're not focused strictly on one match tonight. We are focusing on all FA Cup replays that are taking place this evening. So, like I say, guys, feel free to drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. So, just keeping an eye on the games, guys. Currently in the Wolves Liverpool game, it's 4.5 minutes in. And it's Wolves looking in the ascendancy at the moment. So, some interesting talking points to discuss, guys. Obviously, not particularly related to what's going on in the FA Cup tonight. But obviously, I'm sure you guys are aware what happened the other day in the Premier League game with the North London derby. Quite a bit of a talking point there with regards to what happened with the fan incident. So if you guys are joining us, love to know your thoughts on that. Let us know in the chat if you wish to have an opinion on that. If you're just joining us, guys, please do drop your comments in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Hear your thoughts on the game that going on around the grounds tonight. So yeah, sorry guys, just bear with me a second. I'm trying to get the get a specific website that will keep me up to date with all the games as much as possible, but it doesn't seem to be working. It's just typical, isn't it? Uh, oh, the joys of technology. Oh, the joys. Oh well. It looks like I'm not getting that website, guys. Sorry. There's a specific website I know that from abroad that keeps you up to date with a lot of UK football around sorry, a lot of football around the world. Um, and it can be very helpful when you can get it, but it can be a bit difficult sometimes to actually get it. Um, and I'm not having any success getting it, so we'll have to manage without it for tonight. But yeah, it would have been helpful to have that if it was available. Yes. Oh. Oh. Yeah, we're not having no joy with that, guys. Sorry. Oh well. Oh, I know why we're probably not having no joy with that. But obviously, I can't express that on YouTube as frustrating as much as I would like to. Certain media companies that not allowing foreign companies to give updates and details about certain games because of their financial greed. That's the reality of it. But not to worry. We will keep up to date as best possible by other means. Um, so yeah, apologies for that, guys. Just to let you know, there's a goal gone in for Liverpool. Liverpool now 1-0 up against Wolves. In the other games, still 0-0 with Swansea v Bristol City. Wigan, Luton still 0-0. Forest Green have scored against Birmingham, so Forest Green took the 1-0 lead. That's 12 minutes in. So two early goals in the games around the being played for tonight in the FA Cup. Stephen Allen, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the show. Great to have you with us. Fantastic work, obviously, that you do behind the scenes, mate. So thank you very much for that. Just seeing a highlight of the Liverpool goal from Elliott. I think it was about 30 yards out. It looks a cracking goal. Not able to watch it live tonight, unfortunately. Just getting updates from this website that I'm using, but it's not the best. But it'll keep us up to date, hopefully, guys. So there you go. Liverpool 1-0 up with a goal from Elliott. And like I say, we got a goal in the other game. Forest Green have taken an early lead against Birmingham City. And no goals to report in the other two games that kicked off at 1:15. And there is one game, West Brom v Chesterfield in the FA Cup also. That doesn't kick off until 8:00. But as and when the goals go in, guys, we'll keep you up, keep you posted, keep you up to date. If you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat, guys. It'd be great to hear from you. We're not a club channel; we're very much a fan channel. So we welcome fans of all clubs to come and get involved, share opinions. We're trying to build a unique channel here that's something special, something that's different to what everybody else is doing, hopefully. But it's going to take us a while to get to that. To achieve that success. So support from you guys would be very much appreciated. If you really care about the future of football, this is the channel for you. So 15 minutes in the earlier kickoffs that kicked off at 1:45. Like I say, still not much to report in the other two games. The question is, guys, can Liverpool get back to winning ways tonight? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Liverpool and Klopp over the last couple of weeks, with them struggling to get results in the Premier League. It's a bit unusual, but I'm sure Klopp will find a way. Disappointing, to be honest, guys, to hear Liverpool fans. Obviously, it's only a small percentage, but I have heard on social media I have heard on social media a number of fans calling for Klopp to be sacked, which is quite shocking, to be fair, guys. After the achievements Liverpool and the success Liverpool have had while Klopp's been in charge, a bit of a surprise to hear Liverpool fans calling for him to be sacked. I think it's only a small percentage of fans, to be fair, guys. But like I say, you'd think that fans of a club like Liverpool, especially how long it took them to actually win the Premier League, which most of the Liverpool fans were absolutely desperate to achieve that with their club. You'd think that Klopp doing that and helping the club achieve that success, you'd think that fans would be showing a bit more patience and understanding. But unfortunately, there is a small percentage that have been calling for him to be sacked, which, like I said, from my point of view, I find that quite shocking, to be honest, guys. Not much to report at the minute, guys, around the grounds. The West Brom Chesterfield game that's kicked off a lot slightly later than the other games has just kicked off. That's 2 minutes in, still 0-0. Keep you posted what's going on with that game. But on the other games, they're coming at 17 minutes in. Still 0-0 v Swansea v Bristol City. Still 0-0 Wigan v Luton Town. Obviously 1-0 to Liverpool at the minute against Wolves. And it's 1-0 to Forest Green against Birmingham. So that brings you up to date around the grounds in the FA Cup, guys. Like I say, if you're just joining us, feel free to drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you guys. Hear your thoughts on any of tonight's games or any other football talking points you guys wish to talk about. You are welcome to do so in the chat. Just an opportunity for Wolves, but it's unable to make the most of it from a Wolves point of view. I'm just getting updates from the radio at the minute on this game because we're unable to get the game live. So we're getting updates tonight, helping us from the radio. But yeah, just hearing that Wolves have had a chance and it's gone high and wide over the bar. Joey, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the show. Great to see you, mate. How's things with you? Have you got a score prediction for tonight's game? And what's your thoughts on what's going on with Liverpool? Obviously, being a big Liverpool fan, mate, I'm sure you have an opinion about what's been said in the last few days and weeks about Liverpool's difficulties. Personally, myself, I think Klopp will find a way to get the team clicking again. But yeah, a lot been said, and obviously, like I say, sorry, just asking your opinion, mate, because you're a Liverpool fan. I'd love to know your thoughts on all the hype and press that's been going about with regards to Liverpool's dip in form. Personally, from my point of view, I think it's just expected. We're seeing the same thing from Man City this season. I think just Liverpool and Man City having such intensity over the last couple of seasons, competing with each other. I think it's it's not rocket science to work out that there was going to be a drop off at some point. You cannot keep going like that with the intensity Liverpool and City have shown for a couple of seasons now. You just can't keep that going forever. It's going to dry up eventually. And I think this season we're seeing it just dry up for both Liverpool and Man City. So I've been shocked. I've been quite shocked to see so much criticism coming Liverpool's way, particularly towards Klopp, considering, like I say, that both teams struggling a little bit more this season to pick up the results that they have been doing in the past couple of seasons, and plus, obviously, Liverpool and Newcastle have brought a new twist to the Premier League title race as well. So, yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on it, Joey, if you're just there. Guys, if you just joined us, we're not doing a specific match watch along tonight. We're just keeping an eye on all the games going on tonight with the replays of the FA Cup. So I am getting updates at the minute from the Liverpool Wolves game, but it's through the radio. It's not a watch along. It's through the radio, and also I'm getting updates on the other games. So I'll keep you guys up to date as much as possible. But yeah, tonight is a bit more of a relaxed show where we can just enjoy what's going on around the grounds. I'll keep you updated with that, obviously, but also so can enjoy some general football talk with you guys in the chat as well. So thought it'd just be with the amount of match watch alongs I've been doing recently, I thought tonight's show would just be try a little bit more of a relaxed show without specifically focusing on one game, so that can enjoy some conversation with you guys, hopefully in the chat. Joey's saying, fingers crossed we get a win tonight. Absolutely, I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans are thinking that way tonight. And obviously, you've got to be honest, it's not looking great for you guys at the minute with regards to any kind of title challenge. I think you can get the points needed to get back up into that top four if Klopp can manage to start getting the team clicking soon. But yeah, like I say, I think this is a good opportunity for Liverpool to keep in the trophy hunt. Just hearing that we've just had a free kick for Liverpool, but not much coming of it. It's cleared by Wolves and eventually resulted in an offside decision So there you go, guys. Just we'll, like I say, we'll be keeping you up to date with as much as possible with all the games in the FA Cup. We got about 5 games going on around. I think it's 5 or is it 6? I'm not sure. Around the UK tonight, replays. So like I say, it'd be great to hear from you. The thoughts on any of these games, or like I say, any talking points you guys want to talk about the league. You're welcome to do so in the chat. But yeah, absolutely, Joey. Totally understandable. I think a lot of Liverpool fans will be wanting a positive result tonight to just answer some of the critics because the press certainly love to jump on the bandwagon when Liverpool are having a little bit of a rough time with results, don't they? It just shows I suppose it just shows how great Liverpool is as a club that the press literally hanging on for any opportunity to create to jump on the bandwagon when Liverpool have a little bit of a tough spell of games. It may be a compliment in disguise, although it probably doesn't feel like that. Joey's saying, I think people should get off Klopp's back. Added pressure doesn't help. Absolutely, I totally agree, Joey. Yeah, not. I've got to be honest. I couldn't have said it better myself because it's amazing. It's amazing how much lack of football knowledge some people show when they like to jump on the bandwagon. And for me, it's a lot of it is the tourist fans. It's the glory hunters. It's the people that don't really show respect to other football clubs and don't love the game like true football fans. That they just think that football clubs like Liverpool and Man United and Man City and Chelsea are like machines. You just stick a bit of oil on it and it keeps running and it keeps performing. But it doesn't work like that because football players are human beings. Yes, they might be professionals. Yes, they might be top talent, but they're not machines. They're human beings. And as we know, guys, you can be the best at your job, but eventually, if your company keeps demanding you to be the best all the time and demand it constantly, eventually you are going to have a dip in form of your performance simply because of the consistency of putting in them high class performances. And it's the same in a normal job, just the same as it is for a footballer. When you're doing it week in, week out, eventually your body and your mind are going to grow mentally tired of that situation. And then you can start struggling to pick up results, and you can't always put your finger on why. And it can just literally be physically tired, mentally tired, and another factor to point out as well with fans jumping on the bandwagon or pundits, press, the media with criticism is the fact that they're not taking into account that we've just had the very first Winter World Cup, and it's disrupted the season, and that's got to be taken into consideration. That can also upset the balance of a team like Liverpool and Manchester City. Just hearing that Wolves have had another free kick opportunity, but it's cleared by Liverpool, and they're now on the attack. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date with that, guys, as and when we hear what's developing in the games. Nothing to report just yet in the other games going on. But thanks for that, Joey. Dylan, PFC_DY4 is Dylan. Good evening, guys. Hope you are well. I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you? Thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Great to see you tonight. Welcome to the show, and be great to hear your thoughts. I've just discovered before that you've been to the Bolton game the other day, Dylan. I didn't realise you was going to the match. You should have mentioned something that you was going to the Bolton game. Could have been a great opportunity for us to meet, mate, if I'd have known you were going. But yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. Great to see you, mate. Dylan saying apologies for being late to the stream. No need to apologise, mate. I appreciate that, but thank you very much for the gesture. It is appreciated, but not necessary for you to apologise. But thank you anyway, mate. I got in about an hour ago, so I haven't had much time for check anything. Literally, mate, I got in literally 10 minutes before the start of this stream. So I know exactly how you feel, mate. I was extremely stressed before I started the stream, rushing to get ready. So yeah, absolutely, I know uh, how crazy it can be. Where to obviously do football stuff when you've got other things going on in your life as well. So thanks for that, Dylan. Dylan is also saying, I would like to see Chesterfield win today. Nothing against the Baggies, but would love to see an upset. Absolutely, yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. Totally understand that. Like I say, yep, nothing against West Brom myself either. But yeah, absolutely, could you can never Never. I think most fans love to see a cup upset. It's what makes the FA Cup special and the League Cup. And the League Cup, we've got to point that out. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because a lot of fans don't always take the League Cup into consideration because it's seen as the lesser competition. But personally, myself, I think both the EFL Cup and the FA Cup are very special competitions for lower league clubs and should be treated in the set with that respect that the competitions deserve. Unfortunately, finance in football is damaging that, which is disappointing. Not much to report at the minute, guys. Just hearing that in the Liverpool Wolves game, bit of a bit of a mid. I can't see it obviously, but I'm hearing that it's a bit of a midfield battle at the minute. With regards to what's going on in that game, that both teams having to fight it out in midfield for possession, but not much to report just at the moment with regards to goal mouth action. If you're just joining us, just to let you know, there's only goals gone in the game against Forest with Forest Green, Birmingham. Forest Green have took an early lead, and also Liverpool have took an early lead against Wolves. In the other two games that kicked off at quarter two, it's currently 0-0 with Swansea and Bristol and 0-0 Wigan Luton. And the game that kicked off slightly later at 8 o'clock, West Brom v Chesterfield, that is still 0-0. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. Welcome to discuss anything football tonight. We're not specifically doing a match watch along. I thought I'd do it a bit more relaxed tonight. Like I say, been quite a consistency of match watch-alongs at the minute, but that's because we are doing a lot of match watch-alongs to help to go round the grounds and help make it easier for fans to hopefully help make it easier for fans to find us. There's a lot more to come from fan then in the future, but like I say, right now we're just getting the momentum going. And like I say, we have been doing a lot of match watch-alongs. But tonight, like I said, a bit more of a relaxed show. We're not specifically stuck on one game. We're just keeping an eye on them all so that we can enjoy some conversation with you guys in the chat. So please do drop your comments in. Be great to hear from you. Dylan is saying all the games are replays except for Forest Green Rovers v Birmingham City. Should be a great game. All right. Well, I didn't realise Forest Green and Birmingham wasn't a replay, but like I say, I only got in about 10 minutes before I started the stream, so it was a bit crazy tonight getting on. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. Appreciate the update. I would explain why it's in a different section, what I'm seeing on my screen. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. We just had I'm just hearing another opportunity for Liverpool coming from the far side of the pitch with a shot, but it's gone high and wide over the bar. And now Wolves will build back their possession from a goal kick. Oh, I'm just hearing that actually there's a bit of pressure from Liverpool in the with the Wolves trying to get out from the back, and it's resulted in a corner to Liverpool. So that's an interesting one. Maybe a bit of panic in the defence in the Liverpool. In the Wolverhampton defence. So hearing that it's Milner to take the penalty. To take the corner. and Wolves have managed to clear the corner, but only as far as halfway up their own inside their own half of the pitch. Liverpool have picked up possession again. Dylan is saying the thing is with managers, mate, in life, if you have a business that is falling, then you sack the staff and not the manager. In football, the manager is always the first one to get the blame. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I totally agree. And to be honest, it's wrong. It is wrong because obviously it's a debate that's been coming it's a debate that's been coming into football more and more over the last couple of years about player power. So I think obviously what you're referring to there is that we are starting to see that as finance in football keeps going up and up, with clubs having to spend more and more on player transfers, player wages, stuff like that. It's stretching these some clubs to the breaking point where they're basically having to manage their finances to such a fine degree that it just isn't sustainable. And there's too much power with players these days. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it because they're absorbed by the big crazy transfer fees and they think it's great, and it is in a way. It is a nice aspect of football. We've all liked hearing these astronomical fees that clubs spend for transfer fees. It is another talking point, but unfortunately, the big clubs are spending such big money on players that it is stretching every club to its limit. We're just hearing, I don't know if you guys have been hearing, but I was doing a bit of research last night and hearing about Chelsea with regards to their long-term project with the new owners have been bringing in players and having them sign longer contracts. The player they just brought in the other day, they've signed him on, so I believe they've signed him on an 8.5-year contract so that they can spread the cost of we're just hearing another goal for Liverpool. Sorry to break off there. Hearing another goal for Liverpool, but it's been ruled offside. But Liverpool clearly in a bit better vein of form tonight. They've had a couple of opportunities now, and they've already scored one, and they've just had the ball in the back of the net for the second time, but ruled offside. But is that a sign of Liverpool getting back to the Liverpool that we know? Only time will tell, but definitely sounding a lot more positive for Liverpool tonight. But yeah, as I was saying, guys, Chelsea have signed a number of players on longer-term contracts since the new owners have come in. Some players signing a 6.5-year contract, 7.5-year contract, and the player they brought in yesterday, I believe, signed an 8.5-year contract. Now that's they're clearly doing it to spread the cost of the transfer fee over a longer period of time to keep financial fair play happy. But what I don't understand with this, guys, and this is an interesting talking point, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Should financial fair play be introduced like it's being introduced? Because clearly clubs are not happy with keeping within the boundaries of financial fair play and how restrictive it is. So, should it be readdressed? Should there be more? Should there be more negotiation and how it's used and how flexible it can be? Because clearly, certain clubs can afford to spend more, and some clubs can't afford to spend more. And I think, from my point of view, one thing that frustrates me with the financial fair play is that it's a good idea in principle, but if your club has got a rich owner and that rich owner wants to invest, let's say, I don't know, 200 million into the playing staff, why should he not be allowed to do that? He or she not be allowed to do that. If they want to invest that money, as long as they're not demanding that the club pay it back immediately or whatever, if there's a sustainable plan for them to put that money into the club, or if they want to donate that money to the club to put into investing in players, then why should they not be allowed to do that? If you own something, surely you should be able to invest in it as much or as little as you like. So it seems a bit crazy to me to have a financial fair play rule which stops owners investing more money if they want to. Now, don't get me wrong. In principle, the financial fair play rule is a good idea to protect the future of the club, and that is a great idea. But what I'm saying is, if an owner is prepared to put their own money in and not ask the club for it back, or they put their money in and only ask for a percentage of that money back to be paid back over a period of time, then why should they not be allowed to do that? It's absolutely crazy. We got what we're seeing in football at the minute, guys, is micromanagement of the game. The FA and the EFL and UEFA are micromanaging things in football, and it's getting crazy, guys. And it also highlights what happened in the Tottenham game the other day. Now, none of us are going to say that what happened in the Tottenham game the other day with a fan was correct. The fan that did that the other day, kicking the Arsenal goalkeeper, was totally out of order. And I'm sure you guys will all agree with me on that. Absolutely bang out of order, completely unacceptable that he did that, and completely unacceptable for anybody in football to use violence of any description. But there is a but, guys. But for me, that incident would not have happened if we didn't have the media hyping up these games and creating the hatred. If you've seen some of the headlines before the North London derby, guys, certain papers put on the headlines like neighbours from hell. That is inciting hatred between fans. So you've got the media inciting hatred, and on top of that, for me, that incident came about because Tottenham did not deal with the situation badly. They dealt with it really badly. They could see that the situation developing between the Arsenal goalkeeper and the Tottenham fans. It was going on for most of that half of the game. That there was banter going between the fans behind the goal and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, towards right at the last knockings of the game, has reacted to the banter coming from the fans. And yet, Tottenham as a club, with all the new stadium that they've got and all the CCTV they've got, did not identify that was a flare-up issue, that was potentially going to be a flashpoint. They could have made sure that there was a few more stewards between the goal and the fans at the end of the game, and they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. On top of that, as like I say, guys, I'm not condoning what that fan did. He was absolutely, totally out of order, and there's no way I would support any fan using violence of any kind in football. But it also works both ways, guys. If the fan is not allowed to use violence, then solely stewards are not allowed to be violent towards fans. And if you look at that video clip and see the reaction from the steward and how he pushes that fan away to protect the player, what happens if that fan falls awkwardly off that stand and ends up with a head injury? Do you get what I mean? So it works both ways. And this is exactly why I am building Fanden UK. Because yes, players need protection. And yes, stewards need protection. But shouldn't fans have protection as well? Shouldn't fans have a voice in football? Nobody is condoning what that lad did. He was bang out of order. But one thing that angered me was seeing the reaction of the steward and how the steward pushed that fan back with no regard for the fact that he could injure the fan and the fan could lose his balance and end up with a head injury or even more serious with a back injury. So I'd love to know you guys' thoughts on it, but I just thought I'd highlight it because it's an absolute disgrace that Tottenham did not react to that situation before it developed. With all the technology that they've got in that new stand, that new stadium, they had a way to identify that as being a flashpoint, and yet they allowed it to develop. So for me, as much as we condemn the fan for what he did, I'm also going to condemn Tottenham for not reacting to it better with a high-class stadium with top technology at their disposal to identify where flashpoints around the ground are going to come. So for me, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. But for me, it's that Tottenham are to blame for that incident becoming developing as it did. They should have reacted. They've got the technology. They've got the newest stadium in the Premier League. They've got technology in that stadium that could have identified that as a flashpoint, and they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. You can see the stewards racing over to the situation as it developed, trying to second guess what was happening. And to me, this is why I keep saying we need a project like Fanden to help fans have a voice to challenge these things, to help fans have a voice in football and be able to be given the respect that they deserve. You look at some of the headlines that how that was released into the press and how that developed. It's an absolute disgrace. You guys as fans, as loyal fans that can go to games and be respectful and treat your club with respect and treat the opposition with respect, you've been treated like cattle because of the way the media like to hype things up when things develop. You're being treated like cattle. That's the reality. And I want to give you guys a voice in football. I want to speak up for you guys. I want to help fans have proper representation in football. We have players with representation. They've got the players PFA that represent players. There's also organisations that represent clubs. But who represents you guys, the fans? Nobody. So as soon as something happens in football that is distasteful, shall we say, basically fans are at the mercy of the press of being blamed for situations that develop, and that fans are always going to be the fall guy. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Why should you, as a fan base for your club, be punished and disrespected by the media, all because of a small minority of fans that want to go to the game and do stupid things like what we saw in that game the other day? But like I say, let me know your thoughts, guys. I don't want to rant on about it too much because we are here to keep up with the FA Cup games. But I wanted to highlight it and see if you guys have got an opinion on it. Because for me, like I say, it just highlights why we need fan support on this channel. Because believe me, guys, I'm not talking rubbish here. I am very passionate about these things. And if you care about the future of football and fans being respected and given the consideration that they deserve in football, then this is the channel for you. Because for me, guys, it's our motto of Football Fandom. Football is the fans. If you guys don't attend your clubs and show support to your clubs, you just watch how quickly your club starts to struggle financially. If you guys stop spending your money on the TV packages that allow you to see your club and other clubs as well, if you stop spending that money, you see how quick Sky and BT suddenly start to change their prices and adjust their football investment. It's you guys that pump all the money into football that means we have these crazy transfer fees that press want to print headlines about football because they know that fans want to see it, want to read it, want to hear it. But at the same time, guys, in my opinion, fans are being taken for granted, and you're always going to be the fall guys because there is no fan representation, no true fan representation in the football world, and I hope to change that. But I can only do it. With fantastic support from guys like you guys. People like you guys who really care about the future of the game. So like I say, guys, please do support the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and get involved in the chat. Also, follow us on social media. I really want to make a difference for fans in the world of football, but I can only do that with you guys supporting the project. So like I say, guys, let me know your thoughts on that, what I've just been ranting about. I would love to know what you guys are thinking. Nothing to report at the moment, guys, in the Wolves Liverpool game. We just had the whistle for half-time, and it's finished at half-time 1-0 to Liverpool. So not much goal mouth action in that one, guys. Just to let you know what's going on in the other games. We'll come to the comments in a second, guys. Forest Green still 1-0 up against Birmingham. Not quite half time in that one. Swansea, Bristol City still 0-0 half time. Wigan v Luton still 0-0 half time. Wolves, obviously, as we say, Wolves, Liverpool 1-0. West Brom have gone 1-0 up against Chesterfield. That one's 33 minutes gone. So that brings you up to date, guys, with the games going on around the UK in the FA Cup. So, like I say, guys, please do hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Thanks for that, Dylan. Sorry I give you such a long-winded response. It's just, like I say, I'm feeling quite passionate about what happened the other day in the Tottenham game. And I wanted to just express with you guys about it and get you guys to find out what you guys are thinking. Dylan is saying, to be honest with you, I prefer the FA Cup over the League Cup. However, I do like the League Cup as it does provide additional financial support for League One and League Two clubs. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. To be honest, mate, both competitions should be given more respect. It's the rich Premier League clubs that are meaning that it's their fault that the FA Cup and the EFL Cup are being diminished in football, because let's be honest, the big Premier League clubs, all they're interested in is making massive amounts of money out of the Premier League and competing in Europe to top up their earnings, because the money is also good in the Champions League, and that is so selfish of these big rich clubs. But as long as we have a British government and a football association that allow states, countries to come and buy into clubs and make an imbalance in football, then the situation is unfortunately only going to get deteriorate more and get worse with regards to how lower league clubs are treated. So, like I say, guys, the only people that can change that is you, and I want to help you have a voice to change things like that if you really care about the long-term future of football and lower league clubs. But like I say, don't want to get into another rant, guys. Dylan also saying, just hopping off to have a bite to eat, mate. Should be back on soon. No worries, Dylan. Thank you very much. Appreciate you dropping in, and enjoy your food, mate. Be great to see you later if you have time, but if not, no problem. Joey is saying, so true, Dylan. Take a look at some players and not just managers. Absolutely, like you guys say, it's so unfair that managers get the sack and come under so much pressure. But like I say, for me, it's the hype that the mainstream media and the press create that puts these managers in these awkward situations. True football fans know that you cannot keep a winning run going forever. You are eventually going to have a dip in form and a few bad results, and it's up to fans to help the team and get behind the team. But these days, we're seeing more and more, mainly with the big clubs in the Premier League, that there is an element of tourist fans and glory hunters that just don't recognise that there is another team on the pitch that also wants success. And as long as you have the mainstream media, making out that these big clubs are invincible and they shouldn't be losing games, then that's just going to continue and develop worse. It's a real shame, but that is the way it's going. And like I said, the only thing that's going to help change things like that is fans coming together and challenging the football authorities for the way in which way they're running the game. Thanks for that, Joey. Sam Thornton, hi guys, how's it going, Sam? Welcome to the show, mate. Great to see you. What's your thoughts on any of the games tonight? If you have any, mate, it'd be great to hear any thoughts or predictions you have for the games going on around the grounds tonight. Not loads of games on tonight, obviously, just a few FA Cup replays. And as Dylan pointed out to me earlier, the Forest Green v Birmingham City game is also going on, which is an FA Cup game, but that is not actually a replay. That's their first meeting in the Cup this season. So, yeah. But thank you very much for dropping in, Sam. Great to see you, mate, and hope you are well. And like I say, guys, if you're just joining us, just to let you know, we're not specifically focusing on one game tonight. So you are welcome to get involved in the chat with talking points about anything around UK football. Please do feel free to drop your comments in the chat and let us know what it is that you are feeling happy about in football or what it is that you're not feeling happy about in football. It'd be great to hear from you guys. So, guys, just to let you know, we've only had 3 goals tonight in the FA Cup so far. One in the game Forest Green v Birmingham, which is still 1-0. That one has actually finished half time now. So that's could change in the second half. The other 2 games that kicked off at quarter 2, Swansea, Bristol City, and Wigan, Luton are still 0-0. As you know, Liverpool 1-0 up against Wolves, and West Brom are 1-0 up against Chesterfield. There's quite a few games going on tomorrow around the UK as well, guys. Yeah, so we have got some other games going on around the UK tonight in the National League, National League North, National League South, and the FA Trophy. In the FA Trophy, it's currently Banbury United. Banbury United v Colville Town has been postponed. I'm presuming maybe a waterlogged pitch or something. It doesn't actually say. Torquay United is currently 2. Taunton Town 2. Where is Taunton? I've never heard of the place. Any of you guys know where Taunton is? Where's Taunton? I've actually, seriously, I've never heard of the place. That's a new one to me. That's quite an interesting. Has anybody ever heard of Taunton Town Football Club? And if you have, where in the UK is it? Do you know? Let us know in the chat. It's a new club to me. That I've seriously never heard of Taunton Town. So yeah, if any of you guys are in the chat or on the stream, please do let us know if you've heard of Taunton Town, a UK club in the non-league section of football. Sam Thornton is saying, noticed you're getting nearer to 1,000 subs, mate. Hopefully get there soon. Yeah, we are getting, we keep getting some fantastic support from you guys on the channel, and we are getting more interest, which is great. So I have to definitely say thanks to you guys for your fantastic support. Like I say, I'm excited to do more stuff in the future of Fandom. But like I say, at the minute we have been doing a lot of match watch-alongs to help new fans find us. Just to let you know, guys, we are going to be starting the Counter Attack League, hopefully next week, which is being tested on Instagram for the channel. I can't wait to get it on the channel at some point, but it needs a bit more testing, so we're using Instagram to test it. We've got a few fans involved. Not sure whether we're going to have 6 fans or 7 fans. At the minute, there is 7 fans involved, but we're having a bit of trouble getting hold of one of the particular fans, so might end up with only 6 fans in. But that's great. It's an expansion on how we tested it last season. But yeah, that's being tested on Instagram for the to be a competition for the future of the channel. So when it starts, I will be giving you guys updates on how it's going as we do live streams. But also to let you know, guys, I'm going to be until I get that test competition out the way. I can't. It's a bit difficult for me to start working on the next thing. I have been trying to get the Counter Attack League sorted so we can get going with other ideas, because I've got another great idea which I was hoping to start this month or to do this month. It's just going to be a one-off thing. Um, but it's going to be something enjoyable for you guys that have been regular supporters of the channel. It's just going to be something for a bit of fun, but I'm sure you're going to like it. I don't want to tell you too much about it because, like I say, um, it's something that I hope to do in a few weeks' time once we get the Counter Attack League out the way. But I hope you guys can just understand with me only working on the channel on my own. There's just only so much I can do. Each day. So, but keep it in mind, guys. It's coming. Like I said, just need to get the Counter Attack League tested and done. And once that's out the way, I will move straight on to the other idea that I'm going to be doing on the channel for you guys to enjoy. It's just something a little bit creative, something for you guys to enjoy. To create a bit more of an interesting show, as well as help you guys get involved for whatever reason, whether you're a fan on the chat or whether you're a fan that's not comfortable being on camera, that's fine. But this next idea that's coming on the channel, hopefully in about a month's time. Like I said, I was planning to do it this month, so my apologies, guys. But unfortunately, the and making the arrangements for the Counter Attack League on Instagram has took considerably longer than I thought it would. So hopefully we'll be getting that up and running next week. Get that out of the way because it's going to take about 5 weeks to play the Counter Attack League. But don't worry, guys. I will be keeping you updated. And the sooner that is tested, the better, because like I say, that is a competition that will be coming on the channel in the future for you guys to take part in properly. And like I say, I can't wait to get that finished with the testing. I'm hoping it won't need any more testing after this time. But if it does, I will try and speed up the testing further to get it on the channel, hopefully next season. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But like I say, there's also another idea that I have that I'm working on that I will be doing on the channel. We have actually tested that before on Instagram, so I know that works. And I'm going to do it just as a friendly thing, just something for you guys to enjoy that come on the channel regular. So watch this space, guys. Hopefully you're going to enjoy that. I don't want to tell you too much about it because I want to keep it as a little bit of a nice surprise. But yeah, that is coming soon. So keep checking out the channel, and hopefully for you guys that come on regular, it's something positive that you're going to really enjoy and be able to look forward to in the coming weeks. Joey is saying Taunton is in Somerset. Think they started in the 40s. All right, nice one, Joey. I appreciate that, mate. I'd seriously, I've just never heard of them. But like I say, there's quite a lot of lower league clubs in there, and you don't hear about them all the time. But yeah, that's I like the sound of it. It's got a nice ring to it, and it Taunton Town. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. I seriously, honest, I'd never ever heard of it before. Never heard of even the town village. Is it a town, a village? I've never heard of the place before. And I am actually quite good with geography, which is why I'm surprised I've never heard of it. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Maybe have a quick look on a map later and see exactly where in the UK it is. But yeah, Joey there telling me Taunton is in Somerset. I think they started in the 40s. So yeah, I'll definitely be having to have a look on a map and figure that out, mate. Thanks for that, Joey. Joey's saying, question for you guys. Over the last few streams, talked about refs and VAR. Yeah. What is that? I'm sorry, Joey. I'm just trying to figure out what the question is. Do you think? Oh, right. So this is the question. So my bad. Do you think having VAR in lower league will improve the ref standards? Yes, I do, mate. Yes, I do actually, to be honest, because the referee standards in lower leagues is really bad, mate. It really is, especially the lower down you get, the worse it gets. I've watched. I actually took notice and watched a few lower league games in non-league. I went to watch Ratcliffe Borough. I don't know if that's a club that you know. I watched Ratcliffe Borough. Was it last year or the season before? They're a non-league club. Oh mate, honest to God, you'd think they'd have grabbed the referee off the street outside of a takeaway or something. He didn't seem to have a clue what he was doing, and that obviously that's I know it's non-league, but the FA used non-league for referees to get experience and get better and improve. But I don't know, honest. That referee I saw a while back, referee in the Ratcliffe Borough game. Honest, it looked like they just grabbed him from outside of a takeaway somewhere, because he did not seem to have a clue. Absolutely, there was fouls going in everywhere. He wasn't controlling the game. He was even giving throw-ins to the wrong team. Believe it or not, you could clearly see who deserved the throw-in, who took the last touch, and this referee was giving throw-ins to the wrong team. It was shocking. But obviously in League One, League Two, it's not as bad as non-league, obviously, but it's still questionable. There's still a lot of questionable decisions. And I think, mate, if we actually did a poll about what the question you're asking there specifically, do I think VAR would make a difference in lower league? I think most fans would say yes, that it probably would make a difference. But I'm not actually a big fan of VAR because I think it could, as we've seen already, it can be manipulated. It can be manipulated. We've already seen what looks like clear-cut decisions being the VAR referee giving what looks to us to be clear-cut decisions, and the VAR referee gives it the completely opposite way to what we expect, based on what we see in the game. So for me, yes, Joey, I think VAR would be helpful in the lower leagues to improve the standard of refereeing, but also at the same time, I'm not a big fan of VAR because I think it opens the door for more manipulation by the football authorities, and that concerns me for the future of the game. So yeah, hopefully, I know it might have gone round a long way round the houses answering your question, mate. But thanks for that, Joey. Great question, mate, and hopefully that I've given you a reasonable answer there. Obviously, Joey, with a second part to the question, or do you think it would stay the same like in Scotland? Well, in Scotland, they've only just introduced the VAR into Scottish football, and to be fair, guys, I did say this when the Premier League introduced it. I think we have to give it a few months for the referees to get used to it, the linesmen, the officials, the clubs, the technology. Just give you got to give the people in football 6 months or so to get used to it, to adjust to it, to learn how to use it. I think once they've had it for one season and they've had a feel for it, they've had time to get used to it. I think then is the perfect time to start laying on the criticism. So yeah, I'm not trying to be too judgmental just yet on how it's going in Scotland. And to be fair, mate, I haven't actually spoke to a lot of Scottish fans about how they feel about it. I did speak to a lot of Scottish fans before it was introduced, but I haven't since it's been introduced. And a lot of the Scottish fans I spoke to before it was introduced were all very eager for it to be introduced because they were so frustrated with the standard of referee in Scotland. If you don't know, guys, in Scotland there is a lot of fans. They're mainly the fans that do not support Rangers and Celtic, and it is a high percentage. This is not just a handful of fans moaning. There is a lot of fans that support the other clubs in Scottish football that genuinely feel that the SPFL, the people running Scottish football, have referees that are biased whenever it comes to Rangers and Celtic playing other teams. And I've seen evidence of it myself. So it's not just in the fans' minds because they're looking for it when it's against their team. I've actually watched games in Scotland as a neutral, and I've seen the evidence of what fans are talking about, where there does seem to be referees that show bias to any team that plays against Rangers and Celtic, and it's an absolute disgrace. With regards to your question, Joey, I think we need to give the VAR a bit more time in Scotland. But now you pointed it out, I will actually start making a point of trying where I can, where possible, to start asking Scottish fans how they feel it's gone since it was introduced into Scottish football. Thanks for that, Joey. Appreciated, mate. And like I say, hopefully that gives you a decent answer. Just to let you know, guys, what's going on around the grounds. Excuse me. We've had another goal in the game between Forest Green and Birmingham City. It's currently 1 apiece, so Birmingham City have equalised there in that one. 50 minutes played in that game. Swansea v Bristol City is still 0-0. Wigan v Luton. Wigan have taken the lead at home against Luton in that one. So that's great to see another goal in the games. Obviously, as you know, it's still 1-0 to Liverpool in the Wolves against Wolves, and it's still 1-0 to West Brom against Chesterfield. So that just brings you guys up to date around the grounds with what's going on. If you're just joining us, guys, please feel free to hit that like button, drop your comments in the chat. We want to hear from you, hear your thoughts on any of the games tonight, or also other games going on around the UK that have happened this weekend. Love to know your thoughts. Or you can back up the stream, hear me ranting about the Tottenham game with Arsenal the other day, and my thoughts on that. As well as some new information about what is up and coming with Fandent over the next month or two. If you're interested in that, you can back up the stream and have a watch of that. What I was saying. Just hearing that Wolves and Liverpool game. It's just not much to report in the minute, guys. It's just a bit of a midfield scrap between both teams at the moment. Neither team really getting control of the ball in the early stages of this second half. It's 1 minute. I'm hearing that 1 minute Liverpool in possession, then Wolves in possession. Ball up in the air quite a bit. But I'll keep you up to date, guys, if anything significant happens in that game. But yeah, not much to report at the moment, guys. Currently coming up to 53 minutes in the Wolves v Liverpool game, and I'm hearing that Wolves on the attack down the near side of the pitch. They managed to get across him, but the goalkeeper for Liverpool is equally able to match that. And it's gone out on this far side. Oh, sorry, the near side, I think. So I'm hearing it's gone out on next to the technical area. For a throw into Liverpool. It's actually quite different doing trying to give you guys some commentary listening to it through the radio. It's quite unusual. I have actually experimented with it before. I did it. I think I did it. I can't remember if I did it last year or the year before. I have experimented with doing match commentary based on what I'm hearing on the radio before, but it's not as easy because obviously you can't see what's going on. I can see some highlights that keep flashing up on my screen, but it's not just highlights of the FA Cup game with Wolves Liverpool. It's highlights of a few games that's going on tonight. and not all of them are in the UK. I'm getting actually seeing some updates as well for what's going on in the Copa del Rey Spanish Cup, which is taking place tonight, as well as the Italian Cup. Um, so yeah, I can let you guys know what's going on with that if you're interested. In this Copa del Rey, it's currently Real Sociedad 1, Mallorca nil, and Alves. No, sorry, that game's finished full time. Alves nil, Seville nil. That kind of shows why they keep showing the replay of the goal for Real Sociedad. And in Italy, Napoli are taking on Cremonese, and that's currently 2-1 to Napoli. Um, So yeah, not much to report other than that, guys. There is some other games going on tonight as well in Belgium. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know. But like I say, other than that, guys, not much to report. Bit quite slow these games tonight. Not loads of goal action so far. Just hearing Liverpool in possession. In the Liverpool in the Wolves box, but apparently it's been cleared by Wolves up the field. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, sorry, I just sorry guys, I'm just learning some of the. How does that work then? I'm just hearing that Wolves with an opportunity here, but unable to make the most of it as they are hovering around the Liverpool technical area. But Liverpool have managed to get it back off them and move up the pitch. I don't understand that. That looks like an amazing goal. 58 minutes gone, guys. Wolves v Liverpool, still 1-0. Not much to report at the minute, guys. Like I say, both teams have had opportunities from what I'm hearing around each other's box, but not really getting an accurate shot on goal or anything to shout about. Just to let you guys know, Luton have equalised against Wigan, so it's currently Wigan Athletic 1, Luton Town nil. Luton Town 1. So Luton getting back into it there with an equaliser. There's also FA Cup replays to be played tomorrow as well, guys. Leeds taking on Cardiff tomorrow, um, and also Accrington Stanley v Burren Wood is on Tuesday. I actually thought that was tonight, but it's not. It's been postponed to Tuesday, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, you'd be thinking of getting these games wrapped up, wouldn't you guys? With the fact that we're going to have potentially some major fixture congestion coming towards the end of the season because of the World Cup. 60 minutes gone and still no serious attempts on goal since quite a while back actually in the game. We've had opportunities in and around the goal, but nothing clear cut. Nothing clear cut on goal. So just hearing that there's been a foul of some description in the Wolves v Liverpool game. Um, Obviously, guys, can't tell you exactly what happens because I can't see it. We are doing the stream tonight with radio assistance. But yeah, just hearing that Wolves are in possession in their own half of the pitch at the moment. Like I say, guys, bit flat this game at the minute. There's been plenty of end-to-end action, but just um, both teams kind of cancelling each other out at the minute. Just not much to report with efforts on goal. They're both getting up the other end of the field, if you get my meaning. Both both teams showing plenty of attacking intent. But like I say, guys, just not much to report in respect of actual goal malfaction and chances on goal. But as soon as we know there is something to report, I will certainly keep you up to date, guys. Um, as I'm just saying that, I'm just hearing that Liverpool have had an opportunity, but um, it's been ruled for offside, and I think the goalkeeper was equal to it as well, from what I'm hearing. Joey's saying because they can't expand anymore. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm a Apologies, Joey. Joey's saying, did you know about United looking to possibly build a new stadium? Yeah, that's been a rumor for a while, that mate. Actually, hasn't it? I've been hearing rumours about them potentially building a new stadium. But I've also been hearing rumours about them potentially rebuilding stands as well. Whether so, I'm not sure exactly what the Glazers or Man United intend to do. What they're leaning towards, shall we say? But yeah, man, Old Trafford is definitely in need of an upgrade, in it, guys. It's definitely. I don't know if any of you guys have been there. I've not been inside the stadium for a while, but I've been past it a number of times when I'm out working, and yes, obviously the front of the stadium still looks fantastic because they keep the front of the stadium looking fantastic. Um, But if you actually go around the back and to the other stands around the side, you can see plenty of weathering on the stadium infrastructure. And it's like I say, it's becoming clear that that stadium is badly in need of some upgrade or refurbishment of some description. Because, like I say, at the front of the stadium, it looks fine. But you go around the sides and around the back, you can see the weather has been getting to it over the years. And I don't know why. Don't know why the Glazers would not be paying a company to just slap a bit of fresh paint in places just to keep all the steelwork and stuff like that well protected from the elements. It's a bit of a strange one, but yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if United do actually build a new stadium, because how are they going to build it? Because with the exception of Wembley, United's is the biggest stadium in the UK at the minute, in it, as far as I know. 75,000, I think, is it? Is it that Old Trafford fits? I'm sure it's about 75,000 fans that it fits, and Wembley's about 90 in it. So if United did rebuild the stadium with a new stadium, obviously there's quite a bit of land around Old Trafford, car parks and stuff like that. So it's not like major buildings that would be not needed to knock down to expand it. There is plenty of room around the ground where you could adjust the location slightly to maybe 100 yards away or whatever to make the stadium bigger. So yeah, like I said, guys, if it does happen and they end up rebuilding, what do you think? Do you think they're going to go for the same size, or do you think they're going to make it bigger? Because obviously, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but I think Barcelona's stadium holds about 106,000, something like that. And I think Real Madrid's is something similar. And they've just been having their stadium refurbished and rebuilt at the Bernabeu. I've not heard much about how that's going, but I know last season it was still being worked on. But yeah, if United do build a new stadium, what capacity do you think they'll go for? Do you think they'll keep it around 75,000, or do you think they would be pushing it up to somewhere like 90,000? Because let's be honest, whether we like it or not, I think United wouldn't have any problem filling a 90,000 seater stadium. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. What kind of capacity do you think United would be introducing if they did rebuild the stadium? Well, that's a great question, that, Joey. Thanks for that, mate. Joey's saying because they can't expand anymore. I'm not sure why they can't expand anymore, because there is land around Old Trafford where you could expand it. There's a massive car park on one side of the stadium. But yeah, I think to be honest, mate, I do think the stadium is in need of a rebuild. Because where it's located as well, it's difficult to get to unless you go on the car park because of the way it is. It's not that it's difficult to get to. It's difficult to access it easily by car without going on the club car park. But like I say, the club could remodel the stadium. And for me, I don't know why more clubs don't do it. But for me, I think a great idea of what clubs should be thinking more of is using underground. And what I mean by that is Tottenham have done it apparently with the new stadium. Apparently, it's got a big underground underneath the stadium, which is used for storage of stuff and things like that. And plus, you could send the team buses down there and things like that. So yeah, I think more stadiums should be built with an underground structure. To use for storage and other events and things like that. And plus, like I say, you could have part of it also used as a car park to help with congestion outside the ground. You could have all a part of a car park built under the stadium. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that, guys. Dylan is saying, "Hi mate, apologies I was away for a while. Any good games so far?" No, mate. To be fair, it's a little bit dull tonight. To be fair, with the games, I'm not actually watching one like I normally do. I'm listening to it through the radio. So yeah, unfortunately, not able to see everything that's going on. I've got a website that I'm using that gives me highlights, but they are slightly delayed highlights. But it's also mixing the highlights up with Spanish, Italian football, and some other European clubs as well. So, but yeah, just to give you a quick update, guys, if you're interested, Forest Green Rovers v Birmingham. It's now 2-1 to Birmingham City. So Birmingham City have gone in front now in that one after Forest Green took an early lead. So that one's 2-1 at the minute. There's now finally a goal in the game. Swansea v Bristol City. It's currently Bristol City 1, Swansea 0. Wigan v Luton is 1-1. And obviously, as you know, Wolves 1-0 down to Liverpool at home. West Brom have now took a 2-0 lead to Chesterfield. So that brings you up to date with what's going on in the other FA Cup games. But yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Joey. Dylan. Yeah, no worries, mate. I hope you enjoyed your food. And yeah, sorry, not much to report at the minute around the ground. Like I say, the Liverpool Wolves game, it's been active, plenty of end-to-end football, but just not too much efforts on goal. I think both teams kind of cancelling each other out to a certain extent. I'm just hearing that there has been a free kick awarded on the edge of the Liverpool box, so I believe. And one of the Liverpool players has been booked with a yellow card. Also, guys, there's another goal gone in the game. West Brom v Chesterfield. It's West Brom with a third goal. So yeah, that's obviously that's a later kickoff. That kicked off 15 minutes after all the other games. So yeah, West Brom 3, Chesterfield 0. So it doesn't look like there's going to be an upset in that one, guys. But yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. Appreciate you coming back. Job getting involved, mate. Great to see you. Joey's saying, think they need a massive refurb inside. Yeah, like I say, I've not been inside Old Trafford for a while, but I have heard a lot of fans telling me how shabby it's looking inside. So yeah, absolutely, Joe. I think it definitely needs some investment. But like I say, question is, what kind of upgrade do you guys think they would give if they rebuilt it from scratch? Do you think they'd keep it around 75,000, or do you think they'd be looking to push the capacity up to closer to 90,000, maybe more? It'd be an interesting one, that, wouldn't it, guys? I don't know why United should really go for the biggest they can get, really. So we're just waiting for what's happening with this free kick, guys. Wolves with a free kick against Liverpool, just on the edge of their box. Oh, and it's God. It's the free kick's taken, and it's just over the bar. So I'm hearing, and apparently there's some question about the goalkeeper, whether the goalkeeper got a hand to that, so whether it should be a corner. But the referee hasn't given the corner, and maybe Liverpool getting away with a little bit of luck there with regards to that. I'm not sure because, like I say, not watching it tonight, guys. I'm doing it through the radio, which just got to test different ideas of how we can keep in touch with games when we're live streaming. So just thought tonight we'd try a different way. Joey is saying, I was reading yesterday that they want to tear down Old Trafford and build for more than 80,000. 80,000? I think I would have thought they would have gone for it a bit bigger than 80,000. Because we're always hearing about all the United fans around the world and how much of a huge club it is. As you know, Joey, I'm sure you're well aware that United fans are always liking to try and point that one out. So surely, if they class themselves as the biggest club in the world for fan base, should they not be trying to build a stadium that lives up to that? For me, I think 80,000. If you're going to build a new stadium, surely you should be looking to build it bigger than 80,000 and maybe consider a 90,000, especially considering in Spain that, like I say, both Real Madrid and Barcelona are 100,000 plus in their stadiums, so I believe. Just hearing that there's a substitution for Liverpool, double substitution for Fabinho coming on and Ben Doak coming on. So not sure if that will make how much of an impact that will make on the game. But should be interested to see if that helps Liverpool kill off the challenge from Wolves. We'll see how that develops. Sorry, guys. I think things are catching up with me a bit. Just feeling a bit tired tonight, but not to worry. So, guys, if you just joined us, just give you a quick update. Not much changed since the last report. Forest Green still losing 2-1 to Birmingham City at home. Swansea v Bristol still 1-1. Wigan v Luton still 1-1. Wolves, Liverpool, obviously Liverpool winning 1-0, and West Brom 3-0 up against Chesterfield. So no cup upset against Chesterfield tonight. Unfortunately, I know a few fans were wanting to see West Brom have a cup upset, which would have made the FA Cup interesting, but not to worry. Joey's saying it's just said more than 80,000, could end up being 89,092. Yeah, like I say, mate, it'd just be it'd be good, wouldn't it, to have a stadium of that capacity in the north of England. Because, like I say, the only other stadium that in the UK that hits that kind of numbers is in London, which is Wembley. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter to me which club has it, but I'm just saying it would be nice to have a massive stadium in the north of England that is capable of a big capacity of fans, not just for United's sake, but for events and stuff like that. Because then we might see more events coming up to the north. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I've certainly noticed it since Wembley was built, the new Wembley and Tottenham's new stadium. I've noticed that there's a lot of the major events that normally get held in football stadiums are now being held down south in London, i.e. boxing, big boxing matches and concerts and stuff like that. Albeit a lot of them being held down south in London because of the fact that Wembley's still quite new and Tottenham Stadium's quite new. So, we should have a stadium up in the north. It'd be nice to have a stadium up in the north to be able to challenge for some of those events, as long as it's not rugby, because we don't want rugby being played at football stadiums, do we? As you know, if you see the state of my club's pitch right now through allowing rugby to be played there, I'm not a big fan of that, guys. And just hearing that there's another opportunity for Wolves with a cross into the box and headed on by a Wolves player, but it's not given. It's gone out for apparently a questionable. It should have been a corner. Apparently, it's saying it's took a deflection off a Wolves head, a Wolves player that ricocheted. That then the ball ricocheted off a Liverpool player, but the referee for the second time in this half has dismissed it and give a free kick to Liverpool. So it just goes to show, doesn't it, guys? This shows how poor the referee standards are becoming now for referees when they don't have VAR assistance, because I don't think there's any VAR assistance in this game tonight. I have no preference in the game. Obviously, I do like Liverpool as a club, but I'm trying to be neutral as possible. So I couldn't totally understand Wolves' frustration if they feel that the referee is not giving them nothing. But yeah, we'll see how that develops. But yeah, we don't want referees giving the bad decisions because all it does is make fans more frustrated with referees. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. It'll be interesting to see what comes out about that, mate. Personally, myself, I think it'd be nice, like I said, to see a 90,000 seater stadium. And I wish, to be honest, I wish Liverpool's owners would show a bit more ambition. Making Anfield bigger because I know they are in the process of making Anfield bigger, but they're not pushing it. I think Anfield. I've been to Anfield, and especially with the way they're building that new stand now. I think it's at the Anfield Road end, in it. Surely they could push that. They'd be trying to push the stadium now up to 70,000. Whereas the owners seem to be content to just push it up to around 60,000, 62. I think that's what I heard they're aiming for, about 62,000. But let's be honest, Anfield, Liverpool fans could fill a 70, 80,000 seater stadium, no problem. So I don't understand why the owners are not showing a bit more ambition and looking at other options to potentially push it up to around 70,000. For me, I think it's possible. And I've been to Anfield. I know what it's like. I know it's in a very built-up area. But let's be honest, guys, with the technology that's available today for architecture, I think it is possible to push Anfield up to 70,000. I really do. But it needs a good architect to work it. I'm not an architect, but I feel I've got ideas how Anfield could be expanded up to 70,000. There's still pockets in the corner that are not being used. And the way the new stand is built with the sloping roof, the way it slopes to each side, that's kind of restrictive for any further expansion to me, I think. But that's just my opinion. If you guys think differently, let me know. But for me, Liverpool, definitely a club that where the owners should be thinking about pushing that stadium capacity as high as they possibly can within the parameters of what they've got. Because, like I say, you could fill Anfield every week with 70, 80,000 Liverpool fans, no problem, in my opinion. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. We'll have to wait and see how United get on and what news comes out. Joey also saying, I was reading today, Bolton getting a new pitch in the summer. Yeah, I've heard that, mate. But it means the players have still got to go through the rest of the season and trying to push for promotion on what is a substandard pitch. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's an absolute disgrace. That's why it's been talked about. It shouldn't even be talked about. If you're going to allow rugby to be played on that pitch, then the rugby's should be, it should be an agreement that rugby repairs it, that they pay out to repair the pitch, because it's a football ground. And they've allowed that pitch to be damaged, and it's now affecting the team. If you look, if you go and watch the manager's press conference, the Bolton manager, the press conference he gave after the Portsmouth game, he actually says in his press conference that Liverpool, that the pitch played a part in that game, and that it's noticeable. We're just hearing that Diego Costa coming on for Wolves. That's an interesting one, isn't it, guys? We're just hearing a foul for Liverpool. 83 minutes gone. I'm sorry, nearly 84 minutes gone, guys. And it's still 1-0 to Liverpool. In the other games, not much to report. All the scores are still the same. Like I say, not much to give you guys updates about there. Joey's saying, yeah, it's pretty bad to be. I think that's meant to be honest. Something you see in non-league, I know, mate. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. And what's even more shocking is that the club have still got the nerve to charge full price for tickets. The club are charging full price and expecting fans to come and show support and pay full price for tickets when we know that the players are not going to be able to play great football on such a poor pitch. It's an absolute disgrace that they do not account for that in the ticket price. And what happens, like I say, Joey obviously letting us know there, saying about noticing that the club have left an update about the pitch being replaced in the summer. But what happens? It's fine if the pitch is replaced in the summer, but what happens again if they let rugby be played there again next season? It damages the pitch again. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'm not. You'll never convince me that rugby should be played at a football ground. Absolutely never. The club are working against the players by allowing rugby to be played there, and they're also taking the fans for granted by still charging full price for the tickets when they're playing on a substandard pitch. Like Joey's saying, is the standard of it is what you expect to see in non-league, and you're absolutely spot on. For me, it's an embarrassment, and it's down to the ownership of the ground, the people that own the ground, allowing that to happen. And it's like I say, if Bolton don't get priority, then maybe if Bolton don't get priority at the club, at the ground, they should maybe consider leaving that ground and building their own stadium because, as I believe, it is now owned separately to the club. So it's not directly the club that own it, but I'm not sure how it all works because it got quite complicated with Bolton's ownership of assets. But yeah, for me, if I was the owner of Bolton and we didn't own that ground, and the ownership of the ground keeps playing rugby, I would be looking to move elsewhere because you shouldn't have to put up with that kind of disrespect towards the club when it's a football ground. It's meant to be a football stadium, not a rugby stadium, and the players are the ones that get punished, expecting to still get results on a substandard pitch. It's a disgrace. I find it embarrassing, me guys, and I really do. I know it's my own club, but I will always criticise even my own club where it's needed and it's necessary. Um, if anything, let's put it this way: if Fandom is a success, it will probably be my own club that will end up disliking this channel the most because I will be openly critical of my own club when they don't treat fans with the respect they deserve and don't give priority to the team in supporting. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, it's managers that end up being the fall guy when results don't go their way. But how can you hold a manager or players to account when the club itself is not supporting the team properly with the pitch facilities? So for me, that's my viewpoint on things. Just to let you know, guys, we're coming up to 88 minutes in the Wolves v Liverpool game. It's still 1-0 to Liverpool. In the other games around the FA Cup games, Forest Green currently 1, Birmingham City 2, Swansea City 1, Bristol City 1, Wigan Athletic 1, Luton Town 1, and West Brom 3, Chesterfield 0. So that brings you up to date with the other games, guys. We'll have it here in another opportunity for Wolves, but nothing coming of that opportunity. Oh, and another opportunity for Liverpool with a shot towards goal, but apparently it's gone right across the face of goal. So I'm hearing and out on this near side for a goal kick to Wolves. Um, I think last time I did match any kind of match commentary with the radio, I tested it about a year ago. I think it was. Don't remember it being this difficult actually. But yeah, tonight maybe it's because I've been doing a lot of match watch alongs recently over the last 2 months or so, 3 months. So maybe now I'm starting to notice just how much more difficult it is to do updates when it's based on keeping in touch with what's going on in the game using the radio. But not to worry, it's all about experimenting and better to experiment with ideas early on now while we're building, getting funding going, um, rather than having to test ideas in the future when we want to be working on other new stuff. Um, hopefully. We're hearing that 5 minutes added time has been added to the game Wolves v Liverpool. So apparently a cross into the box from Wolves, and it's being headed out for a corner, deflected, or should I say, headed out by Liverpool on behind the goal, and it's a corner to Wolves. The corner taken short. Sorry, throwing on the far side apparently for Wolves. Stevie Allen, Stevie's saying, yes, you're right, Gaz. Have to try new, different ways. Yeah, like I say, thanks for that, Stevie. Yeah, like I say, mate, just want to, uh, any kind of, obviously, there's always going to potential to test ideas when we're building fandom because we want to build something unique here. Or I want to build something new, unique. I don't want to build the same kind of channel as everybody else is building. I really passionate about building something that truly represents the fan community. So it is going to involve testing ideas and testing things along the way. And obviously, even when we grow and get bigger in the future, there will be some ideas of testing of stuff as well. But the point I was trying to make is it's better to do as much of the testing of as many ideas as possible now in the early stages of building fandom so that we can concentrate on doing better stuff in the future that you know the fan community around fandom will enjoy. So I'm not wasting too much time in the future working on testing ideas. So, like I say, uh, at the moment, it is an important part of the project to test different stuff and different ideas. Because, like I say, I don't want fandom to just become a normal, regular YouTube channel. I want it to be something special that truly represents the fan community that care about the future of the game and the fact that fans should have a voice in football. Because that's my passion. I'm fed up with seeing rich businessmen that don't really care about the game having so much influence on decisions in it. So yeah, something quite I'm quite passionate about. Guys, just coming up to 94 minutes for the Wolves v Liverpool game. So only a minute remaining to play in the added on time. And apparently it's out on the far side for a throw into Liverpool. Um, not much to report in the other games around the FA Cup at the moment. Just hearing on the radio the Liverpool fans in full voice. Um, So 4 minutes added on time in the Forest Green Birmingham game. 4 minutes added on time in the Wigan Athletic Luton game. And as you know, 5 minutes added on the Wolves Liverpool game. And we're almost at that full 5 minutes now. So we're just doing a bit of controversy in the Liverpool Wolves game. Referee's blown his whistle and added some confusion. Apparently, Liverpool were under the impression that that was the whistle for the final whistle for the end of the game, but it's actually not. It's a whistle for a foul of some description, and it's a free kick to Wolves. I think it's about 25 yards out from goal. And so I'm hearing it's right directly in the face of goal. So could Wolves find an equaliser late on in this one? Free kick taken. It's chipped over and flicked onto into the box from Wolves. But Liverpool have managed to keep that opportunity at bay, and its final whistle has now gone, and it's finished Wolves nil, Liverpool 1. In the other game that's also finished the other games, guys, Forest Green v Birmingham City. That is now a full-time result. Birmingham have won that 2-1. Swansea v Bristol City is still 1-1. That game's still going on. Wigan Athletic still 1-1. That game's still carrying on. And West Brom v Chesterfield is still 3-0 to West Brom. But there's still 10 minutes plus added time to be played in that one because that was a later kickoff, starting about 15 minutes after all the other games. So that brings you up to date round the grounds, guys. What's going on? Have you guys got any final thoughts after this one? Be great to hear from you. Won't be on too long. But like I say, it'd be great to hear any thoughts you guys have after that game. I think Wolves will feel a little bit aggrieved by the result in this one. Not because Liverpool didn't deserve it, but I think the Wolves players and staff will feel very much that the referee was not on their side tonight, and it's got to stop on it, guys. We've got to stop having this debate about referees having biased or even coming into question. It shouldn't be something that's being debated as much as it is. The press don't go near it. The mainstream media don't go near it. But unfortunately, amongst fans, it's a hot topic. It is a hot topic amongst fans. You see it on social media. You only have to go in social media chat groups and after games and see how many comments there is about coming from fans, where fans feel that referees are not showing the professionalism that they should be doing, and it's just not acceptable, is it, in this day and age, especially with the technology now being available to referees. But yeah, like I say, it's a hot topic, but unfortunately, we don't see that the mainstream media talk about it enough. They don't highlight it enough, which just goes to show that they don't listen to fans enough. And for me, that is criminal. But like I say, guys, hopefully in the future we will be able to maybe have some impact on that from your point of view, so that fans get more respect and consideration for what they feel is wrong with the game. But it's going to take some time, but hopefully we will get there with the fantastic support you guys show. So just give you an update around the grounds, guys, before I call it a night. Like I say, it's finished Liverpool 1-0 up to Wolves. And like I say, some of the Wolves players not feeling happy about the conduct of the referee in that game. and that's just something that we should talk about in future streams. Plenty of time to talk about that. Don't want to keep banging on about that. But just to let you know, the other games as well, guys. It's finished Forest Green 1, Birmingham City 2. Swansea 1-1 with Bristol, but that game is still continuing. Wigan Athletic 1, Luton Town 2. So Luton have taken the lead in that one, but I'm not sure if it's gone to extra time. I'm seeing on the screen there that it's 90 plus 9, so I'm not sure if they can't. Surely there can't be 9 minutes added on in that game. West Brom v Chesterfield still being played. 5 minutes to go in that one. West Brom 3-0 up. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, it's looking like the Wigan Athletic game v Luton Town may have gone to extra time. But yeah, like I said, guys, other than that, not much to say about all the other games in the going on around the grounds tonight. So I think it's probably a good idea for me to end the stream there. It's been a bit of a quiet one tonight, but not to worry. Massive shout out to Joey and Dylan who have made the effort to be supportive tonight. Really appreciated, especially on such a quiet stream. Special thanks to Stevie, who does all the hard work in the background to help keep Fanden positive in the chat. And also a quick mention to Sam Thornton as well, who's also dropped in tonight. Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciated, mate. So like I said, guys, that's it about it from me. Not much else to be said, really. It's been a bit of a quiet stream, but I kind of expected it, really, with it being FA Cup replays. But hopefully I'll see you guys again soon on future streams. Look after yourself. Stay safe out there, guys. And like I say, enjoy the rest of the week and stay safe. Bye. And that's it for me. Bye for now.